Dropped frames detected. I don't care.
Dropped frames, that never happens.
I usually don't get an alert about it, though.
Hmm. Fair enough.
But I don't really care. That guy and that guy. Retweet.
I'll be right back.
Alright. Hang in here, man.
Yep. Ah. Just saw a headline on the local CBS News. Boy hospitalized after parrot bite.
Well,
That's
breaking news.
yeah.
Did you catch that one on Twitter?
Yeah,
Jeez.
actually I did.
No, I meant them.
Oh.
Hot pictures breaking on Twitter. Oh. Boy, nothing is coming out.
Yeah.
Crap.
That is an understatement. I think there's actually things being taken off the shelves.
Yeah. We're actually not coming out with that. Also,
Yeah.
we're not sorry.
And also here's a punch in the face.
Yeah. Merry Christmas. Okay. I'm gonna pull up awesome games done quick here so I can watch it between breaks.
Nice.
During breaks, I should say. Haha, not
Like Steve
breaks.
jumps straight onto
Surely
TV.
it's
It's just
between
going to
breaks.
nom nom nom.
Yep. That was Twitch. Whoops.
Ooh, you double tweeted on the live announcement somehow.
Yeah, looked like
Weird.
Twitch picked it up, dropped it, and then picked it back up again.
Mm,
Yeah, probably because of the dropped frames.
yeah.
It's all very confusing.
Yes, it is.
This whole thing just somehow kind of works. I think
Yeah.
halfway by accident.
Yeah. Twitch seems to hang together at the strings, and it seems a little brittle
Yeah.
in places, especially the chat. Like that's one of those functionalities that shouldn't be difficult.
Yeah, and I think they've been having a lot of problems lately, especially after they included the huge delay in chat recently, and
Yeah.
awesome games done quick happening for the last week.
Yeah. I don't know. It seems like it's almost like they don't have chat and video handled by separate machines.
Yeah, they
Like
should
they
have
probably should.
separate infrastructures for all that, but
Yeah.
it seems like they don't. I don't know why.
It's probably one of those cases where they, prototyped it and it all ran off the same box, and they just haven't gotten to the point where, or they've built themselves into a place with the software where it's like, if we separate it now, we're gonna have a lot of downtime. Or whatever,
Yeah, we're gonna have
whatever.
to. It's gonna take a team of engineers, 2 months to do this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I felt on Friday. We had one thing. It's like, hey, we're showing the wrong OS for some people,
Oh,
and it's as simple as just changing a variable over, but not really, because there
Yeah.
would be, perceived downgrades, perceived upgrades, and
oh yeah, a lot
Like, it
of
was-
political issues.
just bad stuff. Just like support would have gotten slammed, you
Yeah.
know.
Eesh.
And it was support that was requesting it, so I was like, hey guys,
Just a quick heads up.
just a small thing. Do you want 5,000 calls?
Yeah.
Been using AirDroid a lot again on my phone lately.
What's that?
It basically allows you to interact with your phone through a web interface. Like you start it up on your phone, you hit like a local IP address, and you can like send files and do all that stuff without having to find like a USB cable.
Oh, that's kind of neat.
Yeah, it's like a web interface for your phone. It's the closest thing I found to being able to like directly control your phone.
Yeah.
Which really that's the dream.
Yeah.
I want to be able to just set my phone near my computer, like have Bluetooth pick it up, and then it's another screen.
If it can just read my brain and open things.
If it could just do the thing I thought of right now, that would
Yeah.
be great. Yeah.
That way I don't have to remember it. My biggest problem is I pick up my phone and I'm like, oh wait, what did I want to look at? Oh crap.
Yeah.
And I put it back down, and next time I remember I'm in a meeting that I'm running or something.
Yeah, so you're like, ooh, hold on.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I can look up that
heard-
cat video.
So I got a Chromecast for Christmas, and I've been really happy with it simply because I've been able to actually watch the Will Wheaton Show tabletop on a
okay.
TV.
Oh, nice.
I like made it through like half the series. And I'm like, yes, this is great. I watched the one where they played Betrayal at House on the Hill,
Mhm.
which is I don't know if you've ever seen it played or played it at all.
No.
It's fantastic.
Really?
It's basically Scooby Doo the board game.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So you go into this like it's random, like, sort of randomly generated. You have like the landing in the front door, and your character, like you get a little character tile, and it's got all these attributes and stuff like speed, sanity, power, etc.
Right.
And you can move as many tiles as your speed, but when you move through a door, you pick up a new tile from the pile
Oh,
and
okay.
put it down. So it's sort of like almost a roguelike randomly generated effect.
Interesting.
But every time you put down a tile, one of three things can happen, and one of those things is what's called an omen, and those are usually like magical, spooky items. But every time you pull an omen card, you have to roll for what's called the haunt, which is
Okay.
like the second phase of the game. And the dice are slightly different. They're d6s, but their sides are they're like it's like 0 through 3.
Oh.
Or zero through, it's like 0, 1, and 2. So there's two sides that are ones, two sides that are twos, and two sides that are blank.
Right.
And if you roll, so however many omen cards there are out on the table, if you roll more than that, the haunt starts. And you do all there's like a table in the book. It's like, all right, what room are you in? What omen was picked up, and that's how you determine the scenario that you play for the second half. And like the scenarios are all crazy different, and there's like I think there's 50 of them, and so whoever becomes the betrayer, as it's referred, gets their side of the story, and then everybody else gets their side of the story, and it plays out like, okay, you have to figure out what the betrayer's trying to do. You have to figure out what you have to do. You have to get out of the house. Do you have to kill the betrayer? Do you have to all band together and kill a bunch of random stuff? What do you have to do?
Wow, that's kind of cool.
It's crazy awesome. They actually ended up being a two-parter on tabletop.
Huh.
And it's so good. I actually have the first version, which is a little harder to play because they simplified the token system in the first revision. I literally have like 10 or 12 like Ziploc baggies full of little
jeez.
tokens. Yeah. Well, like I said, there's like 50 different scenarios.
Yeah.
And they all involve, and all the pieces are like individualized. I think they sort of generalized them in the updated version. I'm not 100% sure on that though.
I'll have to check that tabletop out. I hadn't heard about that.
It's awesome. Like if you dig any sort of, like even if it's like basic card games or they do some of the basic stuff, which is really entertaining. They've even done stuff like Flux, or I believe they did Munchkin, and Settlers of Catan.
Oh, nice.
It's just a nice way of being like, oh, well, I'd like to pick up this game. I don't know if I want to spend $50 on it.
Yeah.
Let's see how it's played. Let's see if I would enjoy this.
Yeah, man, some of those games are so damned expensive.
Oh yeah, there's one Twilight Imperium that a friend of mine has. He has that and all the expansions. The last time we played it, it took 8 hours.
Oh my god.
But it's so good.
It's just an
It's
incredible investment.
It's like Risk on a galactic scale,
Oh.
Only you don't have to just win by force. Like you can win politically or
Oh, nice.
all these. There's all sorts of different like ways to get victory points in the game.
Hmm.
That one's insane. Like I don't even really know how to play that one. I just sort of like have the rule book next to
You're
me when we
along for the
play
ride.
that. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Hmm.
God, I have not done enough tabletop gaming lately.
I've never done that much tabletop gaming. I think the last one that I played when I was young, I played Hero Quest.
Oh, okay,
Back
cool.
when I was really young.
Yeah. I did, God, well, as, I don't know if you can see my shirt, but it's a, you can
Oh,
see
yeah.
the D20 hilt.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, there's a betrayer at here, or not a betrayer, a beholder.
Oh, cool.
And if you look really closely at the hilt, all the cardinal stats are listed.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. A buddy of mine got this. We used to play D&D together, and he sent this to me for Christmas a couple years ago.
I'm watching speed run of Mirror's Edge right now on Awesome Games Done Quick. 2 players, 1 controller.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Did you watch the 2 blindfold punch out runs from yesterday? Or
No,
Friday?
that sounds amazing.
Oh, they were incredible. I'm gonna go back through and watch as much as
I'm
I
gonna
can
watch
from
that.
Awesome,
That sounds
Awesome
fantastic.
Games Done Quick.
Yeah. Ooh, a buddy of mine just passed VMware certification.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
This guy has legitimate fish off one thing.
Yeah, I watched a lot of these speed runs. One of the best ones was 2 people racing Link to the Past.
Oh, nice.
That was really good.
That's kind of cool. Like making it a little competitive for no real reason.
There was a good there's a bunch of good races this year. Super Meat Boy.
Oh,
the
that
one-
just sounds brutal.
It's pretty rough. And the one that was really interesting was Doom 2. 2 dudes
Ooh.
running racing Doom 2
That game spikes in difficulty at a point
very
where,
quickly.
like, I think it's the same thing with Doom 1. Everyone knows, episode 1 like the
Yeah.
back of their hand. You can roll through that, find all the secrets.
Yeah.
You get anything past that, everyone's like, wait, I only have the shareware version.
Yeah, I don't know what's these maps are confusing.
Yeah.
Oh, and the bad part about Doom 2 is once you get on Earth, those maps are not only huge but just so strangely laid out.
Yeah. That was some crazy stuff. God, I don't know anybody that's legitimately finished Doom 2.
Yeah, I don't either. We got in that conversation at work the other day too.
Yeah.
Like if you say you've actually finished Doom 2, you're lying to me.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Adam Davis's brother, remember?
Oh yeah. What about him?
Oh shit, I was just coming in on the conversation with anybody that legitimately finished Doom 2.
Oh right.
Oh.
Yeah, he claims to have finished
Yes.
it, but we had no visual proof. There were no
Pictures
tapes
didn't happen.
submitted. Nothing.
Yeah, just complete utter absurdity.
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready to go live with this biz?
Oh,
Yes.
it's not live yet?
No, we'll start recording it. I mean,
Oh, we already did start recording, didn't we?
Yep.
do the actual show. I mean, whatever we normally do, whatever.
You know that thing
I'm
where
sorry.
we do a
I just-
podcast?
I've
gonna be-
just had
It's gonna
I've
be
just
one
had
of
a
those days.
ridiculous amount of time with work going all fucking pear shaped on me. So
Yeah,
Yay.
yeah, we're.
well,
Oh, I gotta open up email. I'll do that later.
Sweet.
Okay. Gents, ready?
Yup.
as ready as we're gonna be.
All right. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Over there's Knobs.
Hi.
Over there's the Hannah.
Hey.
Don't forget that a new episode of Picking Up the Pixels RPG Love is out today,
Sweet.
as the episode comes out, not live. And I feel like I had something else to talk about at the top, but I don't remember it. So, Knobs, what you been playing?
Hey, welcome to the new year. Everything's wonderful.
Now I remember what I did. Made a small change to releases, ongoing, or until I get sick of doing it. We're going to talk about what's coming out this week, and then we're going to talk about what's coming out this week 10 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, so January 13th, 2004.
I was wondering why that was there.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about some old games, because I want to talk more about old games, and no one
I
can stop
like
me. So that's what we're doing. All right, back
That's
to you.
awesome. Alrighty, well, back to New Year. So during the coldest day of all time, ever, anytime, whatever, in Ohio,
In the history of the world.
in the history of the things,
Yeah.
of recorded history, we managed to play some Left 4 Dead 2.
Nice.
That was Monday night game night. It was a good time. I could not get my house above 50 degrees.
Oh man.
Ooh, dude.
Every time the wind blew, it felt like it just went whoosh,
Just right through
Yeah.
your house.
like right through the house, and I was under 5 or 6 blankets just trying to
man.
stay warm playing.
Yeah.
And Donnie, of course, talking about his fire the whole time. It was a good time. I still think there's a whole bunch of weird stuff the AI director does that I don't think both teams are treated fairly at all.
No.
I have been on the bad side of the stick for a long time now.
Yep.
It just seems like I can't move. I can't take a clear shot at anything. Even if there's like 5 zombies around, all 5 of them are on me and everyone else is running free. I'm like, I don't understand this. Even my flashlight's off at this point.
That AI director's always had it out for you. I would
I don't know.
would take it personally if I were you.
I don't know. I really need to get that streaming or there's some way to record this so people can actually see. And even Tomsy has the same problem.
Yeah.
Where everyone else is either hit by a special and we are just swarmed and we can't get away. Like it's unbelievable. You can't even make a sprint anywhere. Even Addy shots aren't even helping at this point.
Jeez.
Wow.
Dumb. Is dumb.
Oh man.
But anyways, after that, since everything in the world got canceled the next day for Tuesday, we decided to play some Iron Brigade,
Oh,
Nice.
killing some tubes. And I don't remember my my mech trench walker thing being so large. I got some
yeah, they
big
get
legs
huge.
on that thing.
Yeah.
I mean, some big legs, and I have a tiny little body on it, so I only got like a couple guns.
It's
But
got
looks-
chicken legs.
It looks absurd.
That trench got gams.
It's like it's got chicken legs. It's that game's really fun. I just
is.
feel like I'm under leveled for the people I'm playing with because I think Moon has some weird death ray weapon that just not only kills everything, he steals all the scrap. So I
Yeah.
can't
Ugh.
even upgrade or drop anything.
What a monster.
It drives me nuts, but it's fun. We played we did some arcade mode in Gears 3, just doing a kind of a collectathon thing.
hmm
I had to get another achievement,
What?
another weird one.
Okay.
It was the shoot, what is it? Reset. Respect the Dead. The one where you're
Oh,
going
that
through
weird one.
Char, where you don't knock any over the ash people.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we got it because Donnie literally shot the first one we saw.
He's
In-
he's just real
in-
skittish.
Well, no, it was right where that spot where like, oh, what are these bodies? And all of a sudden that dude sets off that Lancer on that pinwheel. Yeah. So we were having a lot of fun playing that. I was laughing in hysterics as I had a Serapede chasing me around a barrel. I just kept looping around, and I keep laughing myself. And no one, like everyone else is out killing stuff, and I'm just running around giggling.
Just
Yeah, I couldn't control
guys, you
myself.
gotta see this.
I was like, hey, what's this? Well, what happened? I'm sorry, I was busy killing stuff. I'm like,
Oh well,
Dude, I
fine,
just-
Doctor Killjoy.
just played Ring Around the Rosie with a Serapede. Come on. But yeah, Comet is a huge help because it sets the armored Kansas on fire too, so you can just shoot down.
Ooh.
Right. So we're kind of exploiting the crap out of that game right now.
Nice.
Ice-T's still a tool.
Yep.
Whatever.
No two ways about it.
What's he doing, Cogs? Like whatever. I don't know what you're
Oh
saying.
God.
Hopefully Ice-T doesn't listen to the show.
Yeah,
I think I could write a horse.
I think he's solving crimes.
that's true. He's way
Whatever.
busier.
SVU. I don't understand why. I mean, how could just all due respect? How could you take him seriously as a gangster with that voice?
Yeah, I don't. I don't really know.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how tall he is or how physically imposing he is.
Yeah, maybe he's
but
a real big dude.
I'd be more scared of Coco.
You know, Coco will cut you.
You know, Coco get live on you.
Yep.
But yeah. So anyway, before we get any more crazy, stupid.
Next on
stupid
TMZ.
Ice-T, yeah. Oh, it just makes TMZ. That'd be great. Or the dude with the Hulk hand in the background busting on.
Plus on Ice-T of all
Ice-T.
people. Pfft.
Yeah. What's up? I got an owl with hood bones. Huh?
What?
Holla.
Beats by Dre. What?
Yeah. Beats by the row.
Word.
Live for the row.
What are we even doing?
I don't know. We're talking about games. Ah.
Are we? Anyways, Gears 3 is still really good.
Fuck this.
Yep. Oh, almost. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
But anyway, so I took it upon myself after we talked about Bulletstorm last week that I'm going to sit down and play Bulletstorm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yeah, I played through that whole game last week.
Oh,
Nice.
wow. Smart
And I kind of still love that game. It moves at a pretty good clip.
I'm glad you could go home again. I thought you were going to say, like, I kind of hate that game.
That game's a lot harder than I remember it being. I do know that.
That game was pretty tough.
I played on normal. I don't know if I played on easy before, but I just played on normal. I died a lot. I mean, a lot.
It's just really rusty.
I thought so too, but before I had started playing, when I put the game in and loaded it up, Moon and I decided to play some Anarchy mode. I was like, you know what, this would be good. Low impact. I'll get my leash skills back and
Warm
skills
yourself back up.
going. Yeah, we played through like the 20 waves. Oh, excuse me.
Don't be afraid of it, cowboy.
The 20 foot, yeah. The 20 waves that were there, I think we scored maybe 20,000 points on the last level, and we were like, hey, that achievements, how many scored in the last level? Oh, it's 50. Oh, we could totally do that.
Famous
So
last words.
we decided to play the one that's got the tornado.
Yeah.
Not in Candace anymore, skill shot. And we were going to sit there and exploit it. Because if you have a team skill shot, both players get those points, which means your higher total. You're just doubling up everything you're doing.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So pretty much trying to stay alive. Just leash or slide. Guy pulls him into it. You get yoink, shocker, and not in Candace anymore, which I think ends up being like 850 a piece.
That's a ton.
I think it might be less than that. Oh, whatever it is. It's like 850 a piece, which is doubled for each guy. So we're scoring individually, and per round, 10,000 points.
Jeez.
Wow.
So, in the early rounds, it was round 4, and dude, we literally just scored 10,000 points a piece. And at that point, we're not even buying weapons. We're concentrating on upgrading the leash recharge and all the other defensive stuff. We're not using Blood Symphony at all because we're not doubling up on any team kills or anything.
Oh, yeah.
So, and that we got really good at the little challenges. Give this guy a mercy kill. And so, one of the times it was double penetration, and I actually shot him with a gag shot where you shoot him in the throat.
Yeah.
The first bullet out, I'm like, I couldn't do that if I was trying. But yeah, the mercy kill where you shoot him in the nuts and you go and kick their in the face, the mercy kill or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But we got really good at doing tripwire, no problem.
Yep.
Anything else, Das Boot still seems to be the hardest one, where you just got boom, boom, just kick him twice, and it should be easy.
Yeah.
But you kick him, oh, he goes off the cliff, vertigo.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, but Yeah, right now our highest score was actually our first time out. We scored 48,750, like our first go round trying this
Yeah.
exploit. Ever since then, we've been about 6-7 thousand short of that.
Oh man.
And each time we get in this area, we are so swamped that we just go on a murderous rampage. We're just giving points away at this point.
Oh yeah.
Like, we're trying to be methodical, like trying to deal with the bosses that show up because the driller boss, that's a one shot for you.
Mhm.
Like you get one of those in you, you're down. Someone's got to scramble over. It's only two of us,
Yeah.
so it's mayhem at its best. But anyway, back to the story of Bulletstorm. Yeah, those characters are gruff in the best ways possible.
Yeah.
Like, and it's funny because it doesn't really get flushed out towards the end, where one of the characters makes their peace with the main character a little bit, and actually explains to why everybody followed him. Is not that he was just this D a hole that was just in charge. They actually felt like they were on a righteous mission, and for some reason that was kind of missed on me the first time through, with all the chaos going on.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. I think you make it into space like 3 times, just crash back down to the planet.
Yeah.
You get so close and you're back down. That dam level, like, I forgot about this giant spinning drill head chasing you on a train.
Yep. That
is one of the most
so cool.
That is intense.
Yeah. There's
Like,
a lot
I
of intense stuff.
forgot-
Isn't there that one wheel thing that chases you too, or that you're chasing it and trying to blow it up too?
That's the same thing I'm talking about, the giant wheel thing.
Oh, okay.
That's like that giant. Well, picture this. This is the train. Here's the wheel.
Oh, yeah, okay.
As it's hopping and it's wobbling, but it's got those gyroscopes on it, keeping it up like one of those cheater unicycles. When you got to keep blowing up the stuff on the side to get it to wobble, and it just misses you, and there's other things coming around at you. It's crazy, and probably the coolest looking sand torpedoes of all time.
Yeah.
Like, I forgot how awesome those were, where it just kind of shoots a torpedo. You're like, what? Where? You're looking up and you just see this ball just spinning at you at this weird arc. It just looks amazing.
Man, that game.
Yeah.
All the dumb stuff in it, all of it is just fantastic. Probably one of the most unlikable characters of all time. One of the best villains.
Yeah.
I think the only person that usurps him, just because the writing was significantly better, is Handsome Jack. Is probably one of my favorite villains of all time.
Yeah, like a guy you sort of love to hate.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
even when I laughed out loud at the prancing geisha comment again.
I forgot about that.
It totally went, like, I totally, like,
Just caught you right off guard.
Shit. It's like, Ishii's sitting there. Is like, well, I will, if you deviate anything and screw us, I would not hesitate to kill you. You don't have the stones, you prancing geisha. I'm like, because it's so snappy.
Yeah.
Like, the insults are just rapid fire. It's like the Family Guy of bad, like, horrible, offensive jokes.
Like he just had it queued up for years and finally had a chance to use it.
It's just, it's unbelievable.
Oh,
And
man.
I liked I really did. I really do love this game a lot. I had a lot of fun with it.
It's just
had a lot
good,
of-
dumb
I was-
fun.
I was really happy that game held up as far as mechanics, and the only criticism I have on that game, if that was a 2-player co-op experience, I think you would I think it would be that much more enjoyable.
I feel like if they would have made another Bulletstorm, they probably would have had 2-player co-op campaign. They would have. They already had all that figured out, so might as well just go figure out how to do co-op during the campaign.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know if it was a stylistic choice, because your guy only has the leash.
Yeah.
Like, he's the only one that has a leash, but you find another leash halfway through. You find the chick's leash at some point.
Oh,
I was like,
right.
well, why wouldn't you just kind of hand that over to Ishii, or give it back to the Wonder Twin, or whatever her name was?
Right. Getting greedy with the leashes.
A little bit. We played, like I said, and then we went back and we played a whole bunch of Anarchy mode, just doing stupid skill shots, like feeder and the giant nom nom nom, like the big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That game's just fun.
Man.
But the game that I thought I was going to have fun with, because I got roped into playing a little bit more, or playing it, or actually even reinstalling it on my other 360. I decided to play some Geometry Wars Retro Evolved 2.
Oh.
Throwing
Yeah,
it
I'm not
back.
conditioned. I am not conditioned for that game at all anymore.
Yeah.
Not at all. Like
You are
I
full
felt-
on rusty.
rusty. Somebody break my joints apart because they're not moving.
How many years do you think it's been since you've played Geometry Wars 2? 3, 4 years at this
At
point,
least
maybe?
3 years.
Since
at
this
least.
show started.
I think we played it a little bit because
Yeah.
we were like Brad and I were battling back on high scores there for a while.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But you know, kiss all those goodbye because Moon's on the hunt now.
Oh, boy.
You called Moon and your high scores will perish.
Yeah, they're call about anything, whatever. Yeah, he's gonna beat it because that's what he does.
Yep.
He's the destroyer of dreams.
Should send him my Vita.
No, but yeah, so I went through and I played the time mode where you have X number of time just to sit there and wrap up a high score or whatever. You could have like unlimited lives in the 3 minutes you have to play.
Oh, right.
Then I played the king one. It's like where you have the little circle, you can sit in it for a little bit and then it disappears, go to the next
Oh,
one.
yeah,
you
I
go-
always liked that one.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
It's
I was
tough as
having fun
hell.
with it. And then I started looking at the scores that I put up. I'm like, oh god. All right, moving on. Next one, sequence where it had like little
hate that
ships
one.
and all the stuff going through, and yeah, whatever. Okay, so all right, played one round of that. All right, done. Move to the next one. Then it was the pacifism, which is one I really enjoyed.
Mhm.
Except I forgot how to trigger the gates, and I had to drive through them.
Oh,
So I
right.
kept driving into the sides, ready to blow up. I was like, all right, did it twice. I'm done. Whatever. What's next?
Moving on.
Yeah, then did the other last two. I can't remember at this point. I was like, you know what? I'm done. It's like Moon's like, dude, it's been like 15 minutes. I was like, yeah,
You're done?
That game looks awesome. I forgot how good that music was.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Such a
I
good
forgot
game.
how amazing the effects were on the black holes.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
just them sucking and then
And
the
that
ripple-
sound.
Oh yeah, the whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
And then they blow up, and then all the sound drops,
Yeah,
and then
that's
the
a boom.
terrifying little balls that are heat seeker on you.
Yeah.
But
Some
that
good
game's just
stuff.
cool. That game is really cool, but I just don't have. I don't think I have the skill set for it anymore.
Gotta know Dukes.
Yeah, I gotta know Dukes. But that was pretty much it for me this week.
All right, Hannah. What about you?
I got a few games. I played a little bit more Luminous. I hit
Oh, I
1.65.
did that. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
I just got your message, by the way. All right, dude, stop it. I'm just playing.
I sent that as soon as I saw the 1.78 million.
Well, that's how long it took me to find that message.
Yeah. So I hit 1.65 million and stacked out, and I was not happy. I almost threw it against the wall. Not gonna lie,
No.
it was
So
very.
one of the stack outs where you like the screen before that you were in pretty good shape, and then all of a sudden it just went all wrong.
It's just you
Yeah.
blink and it's just gone wrong.
It didn't go pear shaped. It bottomed out. So yeah, still plugging away at that. I think in my current game, I'm like 2 minutes in. I'm already at like 20,000. So I'm good. Played a bit more Splunky, as usual. I've been trying to get the golden key to the tunnel guy at the end of the third levels, all the way from the mines to
To
all
the
the
end
way
of the ice level?
at the end of the ice level. I have gotten it to like the second ice level, and I had to put it down, and it slid just a little bit off the edge, and it fell all the way,
No.
like to like the bottomless area.
No.
It's like I was so close,
Baby Jesus, no.
But that game is so much fun, and
It's
you
just so
lose time playing it. It's one of those games where you go, I'll play a couple times, I'll restart a couple times. Oh, it's tomorrow. Cool.
Yeah. Oh, I just spent 3 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel that way with Luminesque, right? You're just like, oh, what? Can I eat today?
I can't move my hands now. This
Well,
is
my
how
thing-
I'll live.
My thing with Luminous is the way I have to hold the Vita. I'll actually, I got my Vita right here. I'll demonstrate. So I've got it like this, and I constantly tap these three fingers on the back to build up the special.
Oh yeah.
So I've got like a very tenuous grip on this hand because I'm only really like using the thumb.
Oh, what special do you use?
I used to use your next two blocks will just be solid colors, but I've switched over to the special block that's like the link block where if
Yeah.
it's touching any other color, no matter what the configuration, it'll get erased.
All right, now just not to twist the knife or anything.
Oh no!
Um,
Am I doing it wrong?
no. I didn't use a single special in any of those scores.
You monster.
You are a monster. I usually don't remember to use it until I've hit like a million. I'm like, oh yeah, I can use that special.
I keep telling myself I need to change it because I'm on the one where you have the 3 blocks that hover and you get to place them before they go down. Before they will never fall until you make them fall.
Okay.
And I don't know why I was like trying out all the different ones, and I never went back to doing the auto clear color where it has the link one.
Yeah.
And I was like, that would help so much if I just had that at this point.
Oh, and honestly, even getting a scramble block has it's a gamble, but if you're almost stacked out, those things can be a savior.
The scramble block has saved me more times than I care to admit.
Or the shuffle block, I think is what they call it.
Yeah, with the one where anything is touching it'll get mixed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one usually, if I'm really, really stacked or I got pyres going, I'll drop that in the thickest spot and see what happens and start working on the other half of the screen.
Yeah. Well, the worst is when you drop it and nothing lights up.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like, oh, God, now it's just in my way.
Well, especially when you have the bar graph going where you have like this weird wave and you're block clearing and you drop it down. It's like, it's got to get, oh, come on. And you were literally just set up to just boom, 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 boom and knock everything down. And it just screwed your plans.
Yep.
High level luminous.
Yeah. I've noticed if you drop it correctly, if you have a divide, and you rotate it correctly and you drop it in the right spot. If you don't want to affect like the large area that you know is gonna clear, you can have it just affect the smaller area if it touches that area first. It doesn't like It's hard to explain. You'd have to see it.
Yeah, as long as like whatever it touches, if there's a gap between it, whether it's touching the other spots on the side, but if it hits that side, it'll only affect that one half.
Yeah. And I've had to use that to my advantage a couple times because I'm like, no, the bar is just starting over, and I've got a bunch of stuff set up I don't want to ruin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I played a little bit of Torchlight 2 today. I've played the first Torchlight for maybe an hour, and I don't think I got too far into it. Second one's interesting. I think I'm still kind of in a Diablo mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Which is nice for that game, but also at the same time it's a little daunting going, oh, I have skill points and I can choose where to put them, and
Shudder to think.
yeah, it's sort of like, oh no, I have to have a character build now. What do I do? I've been sheltered from that for so long.
Yeah, you have to think about it more like Diablo 1 than Diablo 3.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But it's nice to be able to go, okay, well, I want to have more HP so that I don't die, or I want to have, and you don't just get to do that with gear. You actually get to do that with your base character build, and I was very happy to see that there's a respec in the game. Like it's the first town or wherever you go to. I was like, oh, there's the respec guy.
Yeah, they make it really easy where it's just like, just go talk to this guy.
Yeah, which is really nice. That like got rid of all my anxiety about it. I was like, oh, good, I can just hit reset on it after I've gone into a fight 30 times and gotten rolled every single time. But it's very interesting. I like the concept of the pet and being able to send it off to buy stuff and sell stuff and all that.
That's my favorite thing.
Yeah. They sort of throw a ton of concepts at you at once though, because you get like the fishing and then like, oh, you have to feed your pet and like here's all your bags, here's your stuff. You have to get matching sets of like I'm doing the Berserker, and I thought like the knuckle dusters that you get for it in the beginning of the game, I thought it was like a set. They're actually individual. I was like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
So now I have one good one and one like kind of not great one, but
yeah, I think they unfortunately sort of assume that you went through Torchlight 1 long enough to get all that tutorial stuff. And then
Yeah.
2, they're just like, yeah, remember fishing and the pets in the bags and stuff? And she's like, no?
The what? I have a pet?
The where now?
What fish?
Yeah.
But it's a very interesting looking game. I think once I finish up Diablo 3 on Nightmare, I might try my hand at Torchlight for a little while.
Yeah, Torchlight 2 is so good. I wish
Yeah.
I'd played more of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to.
but Diablo 3 came out and kind of ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Diablo 3, I also played a whole bunch of that. I got to Act 2 on Nightmare, and I started dying a whole bunch more.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm running into the yellow monsters a lot more often.
Yeah.
And
That's the real deal there.
I was like, oh, he's swinging back to hit. I should probably dodge. I should be okay.
Nope.
No,
you are not.
Not at all. I was
Nope.
not okay. One hit kill, just dead on the ground. I think that fight was the first time I ever broke a piece of armor completely.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because I kept resurrecting at my corpse.
Yeah.
And it took like 3 tries. So by the end of it, it was like, hey, yeah, you should probably town portal back.
Yeah,
and
he
have
shouldn't
that.
be here anymore. So,
But I killed it.
ah,
So, ha.
reign
Jokes
victorious.
Nemesis.
Yes.
More like limp victorious, but, you know. It's like, I did it.
Oh, God.
Where am I?
Collapse at the city
This-
gates.
So I played a bunch more of that. I find it's incredibly relaxing for me to just. I don't care about the story in Diablo 3 anymore because I played through it once.
Mhm.
Got all that out of the way.
Oh, cutscenes? Skip, 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 skip.
Cut what's? I don't know
Yeah.
what they are. I'm listening to an audiobook. I
Leah's
don't,
doing something, I don't know.
yeah. Oh no, Adria betrayed us. What? Huh?
Oh,
What happened?
spoilers.
But yeah, that's a good one.
God, that game's so good. I plugged in my 360 again this last week, and in it was Diablo 3, and I was like, no, sweet siren song. Just play
Yeah.
me. You have a couple free hours. It's like, no, I have other stuff to do. She devil.
3 hours. Yeah, I had things to do today. I was like, I'm gonna play Diablo. What was I gonna do today? Oh yeah, all that really
I
important
don't know.
stuff.
Laundry, I guess. I don't know. Whatever.
No. So okay, I also played XCOM Enemy Within. I have tested, I think, half of my soldiers for psionic capabilities, and I have so far found 2 that have it,
Nice.
and that's it. And now I have to look on how to level them up because I don't remember. I think you just have to use the ability a whole bunch.
There's something weird. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'll probably just look it up somewhere because it's easier than trying to guess.
Dimebag315 in chat asks, what audiobook, Hannah?
I've actually been listening to the entire Harry Potter series unabridged, read by Stephen Fry.
I would recommend that. He does a
Yeah.
really good job. Both
He does
the
a
British and the
fantastic-
American ones are really good.
Yeah, I think I have the British one, judging by the slang terms and all that stuff.
Judging by the Stephen Fry.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if he had done the American one or not, to be honest.
No,
but-
there's some guy, some famous audiobook reader that does the American one. And he
Okay.
does some really good voices.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one of the other audiobooks I've listened to recently actually was the full cast reading of American Gods by Neil Gaiman,
Ooh.
which is 18 hours of awesome.
Wow. Do you have an Audible subscription?
I did at one point. I have a couple of audiobooks on Audible. I've got like the Neil Gaiman. Like the reason I got the subscription was like, hey, pick any audiobook for free, and I was like, ooh, that just came out. I'm getting that.
Yeah.
And then I picked up 2 or 3 more while I still had the subscription. It was, I think I got Patton Oswalt's book and a couple of like literary. I think I got Fahrenheit 451 and 1 or 2 others.
Which Patton Oswalt book?
Zombie Spaceship Wasteland.
I really liked that book.
That's a really well done book. His new comedy special comes out next Friday, which is
Oh,
exciting.
let's check that out.
Yeah, it's on Epix. If you sign up for a free trial, they'll let you watch it, which is pretty sweet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Anyway, back to video games.
Anyways, I've been reading a lot lately, so
Your
I was
rant was
curious.
far more polite than mine.
Yeah.
I really want to level up the psionic soldiers. If I have one complaint about XCOM, it's the fact that by the time you have the psionic soldiers, you're literally at the end of the game.
Yeah.
You're literally at the point where and it's sort of like now that I've played it through once, I know that I don't have to go and face the what seems to be an imminent threat to the entire planet. Like right now, I
Yeah.
can take some time and I can, mess around with psionic soldiers, but there's nothing else to do at this
Yeah.
point for me because I play I don't want to say I play very slowly, but I play very cautiously.
Very
I do
methodically.
everything I can that's not plot related, and once I'm done with that, then I advance the plot.
Pflux in chat says, "Gotta get kills where you use your psionic abilities."
Yeah, that's what I figured it was.
Yeah.
I just, I have so many good snipers that by the time my psionic guys get in range, they're dead.
Yeah. Snipers.
Oh, they're so good. Like, and both builds of sniper, now that I've really played around with them, are great.
Yeah.
You can have one that has in the zone and can move and shoot. That's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the one that never has to move
Yeah.
as long as they have
Perch them on a
he-
high point.
Yeah. Well, then you add the genetic modifications on top of it all. They're completely concealed.
Oh, yeah.
And then like their basic abilities even. They take half cover as full cover once you get to a certain rank, and just squad sight. Holy crap!
Yeah.
Squad sight. Like as long as there's an open, as long as like technically the sniper could see them, and there's a squad member in range of them, I can hit them, and I can hit them with anything. Like if I accidentally reveal a sectopod or something, like something that's going to take me forever, like 2 or 3 rounds to kill, I can just hit it with a disabling shot, and you're good for 1 round. That's the worst, though. I've had it where I will go, all right, well, I'm going to move this guy up, and I'm going to take the risk and put him in a spot where he might reveal something. And the worst is when you reveal either a mechtoid, a sectopod, or a cyber disc, because they're all like the mechtoids have gotten like sad at this point because I have a sniper that can take them down with 1 shot. The cyber discs have like increased defense, so I can't quite get them with 1 shot sometimes. And the sectopods they're like 30 health.
Yeah.
I think the most damage I've done is like 20 at once.
I hate those cyber discs. They're just way deadlier than they have any reason to be.
And the sectopod and the cyber discs always float around with those 2 drones.
Yeah.
And you have to because you want to make sure you get the one thing down, like the main thing down, but you also don't want those around to repair it.
Yeah.
And if you're lucky and you get it down early enough, the resulting explosion for any of the mechanical enemies usually takes out the drones.
That's true, yeah.
Every once in a while, you just get a drone that's just annoying, and they seem to be the one enemy where it's like 84% chance to hit. You completely missed.
Yeah.
So it's going. I really, really want to play around with the psionic abilities this time, and I'm trying desperately to resist the temptation of just I'm going to go get the mothership and tear it down to the frame.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the last game I played this week was a game I picked up during the holiday sales on Steam called Hammer Watch. And I actually played this with a buddy of mine last weekend, and it's really good.
I think I played a little bit of that, and it seemed really good.
It's very Gauntlet. Like it's got a very Gauntlet feel to it. Look it up on Steam. Just watch the video. It's like 8-bit graphics with modern day lighting and
4-player co-op, I think.
Yeah, 4-player co-op. It actually does local co-op as well.
Cool.
Which is really awesome, and it's got control. Steam says it has partial controller support. I think the only reason it says partial is because it doesn't automatically detect the controllers very well. But once you have a controller plugged in and you've set that player to use a controller, it works perfectly.
Wow.
And I would really recommend it with a controller because I don't see how you could effectively control that game with a keyboard.
Yeah, I think I played it with keyboard, and after about a couple minutes, I was like, "Okay, where's my 360 controller? I need to find this guy."
Because it's got the 8-point turn.
Yeah.
Sort of situation where you occasionally have to be at an angle to hit something.
Yeah.
And I played a few different classes. We started out. My buddy was the warlock, which is just ridiculously overpowered. And I played the ranger, which was really just kind of sad. because it's just I don't know what it was. The bombs that you get with the ranger, which is sort of like one of their spells, I guess you'd say, they work well when you can get them all like a group of enemies around you.
Hmm.
And if you can tap the attack button fast enough and shoot off arrows at one particular enemy, that works really well. But a lot of this game is very large groups of enemies.
Yeah, like
And
gauntlet style waves of ghosts.
yeah, and you
Yeah.
can't just like hold the button down and fire arrows. You have to like keep tapping it, and it gets to be like one tiny enemy did more damage to me than any of the big enemies.
Mm.
Uh, and that got a little frustrating after a while, especially when the warlock's got a poison dagger, and every time if you hit an enemy that's in a group and it dies immediately, it explodes and spreads poison to the rest of the surrounding enemies, and then they explode, and it's just like this ever expanding thing.
And you're just over there like carrying
And
the
I'm
bags.
just like pew 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 pew.
Do you guys need an apple? Anyone hungry?
Like little David with the slingshot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then you have and then the warlock spell is literally like chain lightning.
Oh, jeez.
So like, and the warlock also has 100 health compared to like my 50.
So it sounds like you just need 2 warlocks.
Yeah,
Just clean that game up.
I think next time we play it, I think I'm going to suggest I'd be like, hey, let's both play warlock
What
and
about
see what
warlock
happens.
party? How's that sound?
Yeah. But after it's I wouldn't want to say it's roguelike because it's not randomly generated, but it does have not permadeath, but like you just have to start over.
Oh.
It's very traditional. Like you have onks, which resurrect you, which are basically just lives. But once you're out, you're out. You start back over. And I think and that's how co-op works. At least I know in the single player game, once you die, you just go back to the checkpoint.
Yeah.
And the big thing for me was when I started playing the paladin, because it wasn't quite the same situation as the ranger, but you can swing that sword incredibly fast, and some of the upgrades you can get increase the arc. So you start with like a 90-degree arc, and you can upgrade it. I think I upgraded it to like 120 degrees, so you're hitting a few more enemies as you approach them. And it was just really entertaining because the faster you hit it, like the paladin doesn't just like move at the same speed while he's swinging. You slow down a little bit, so you'd see me approach a group of enemies and then slow down incredibly because I'm just hammering the attack button, and it's just like yeah.
It's inching forward.
Yeah. What was his? I can't remember the paladin's special ability. Oh, it was like a dash forward. That it does some damage, but not as much as you think it does, and it really actually it killed me more than it helped me most of the time. So I would dash in and then die because I got surrounded by like 12 enemies because I walked into the middle of them.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm just not going to use that one anymore.
Yeah.
But that game's really fun. I'm a big fan. I'm looking forward to play a little bit more of it.
I think it's only like $10 or $15 on Steam, right?
Yeah,
Something reasonable.
I picked it up for like a ludicrously low price during the sale.
$2.35.
It was less than $5, and I would have gladly paid more.
Yeah.
But that is all I played this week.
All right, I didn't have a lot of time to play stuff this week. I did play a little bit of Phoenix Wright 5. That Seiken case still really sucks. I'm just kind of motoring my way through it. I do not enjoy anything that I am experiencing, except for the new prosecution that got invited in this game. I really like that dude right off the bat, and then he has some sort of hawk that is in the courtroom as well that attacks other people, so that's okay too. We were talking about it on Pup yesterday that I really enjoy the ridiculousness of the Phoenix Wright games, where it's like, oh, here's your new assistant, and she has good enough hearing that she can hear how people are feeling, and the whole game goes, yeah, all right, that checks out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I have a bracelet that lets me see really well, so I can see people's facial tics and know when they're lying, and everyone's like, yeah, that sounds right. Okay, yep, my cousin had
I've
that.
been meaning to pick one of those bracelets up.
Yeah, I was trying to get. Did you get that from Amazon? You know, like it's. I really like that kind of level of stupidity of the Phoenix Wright games, where it's just like, yeah, of course, you have some sort of weird mystical power. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Sure.
Pretty great.
And I did play a bunch of Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Nice.
The Awesome Games Done Quick speedrun marathon-y thing happened this past week. And I think it was just today they passed $1 million raised for cancer
Nice.
research. So, holy
Very nice.
poops. There was a speed run where someone finished Symphony of the Night as Alucard in almost world record time. It was something like 17 minutes and 45 seconds.
What?
Wow.
It was insane to watch. But
I have to see that. That's crazy.
someone found last year someone found a new exploit in Symphony of the Night to skip the death room at the beginning as Alucard. Before, there was this thing where you'd play luck mode and you'd get all this stuff, and you could keep your previous equipment, but you were nerfing your abilities so much by playing in luck mode that it kind of didn't make sense to do it.
Yeah.
But someone found this certain sequence of events to allow you to skip the death room in normal mode and keep all the Alucard equipment at the beginning.
Oh.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get home from work on Friday, and I'm going to sit down with my 360, and I'm going to try it. And
Nice.
miracle of miracles, I actually reproduced it.
Wow.
And it is
Nice.
hard as hell.
Yeah.
It took me about an hour and a half to figure out how to do it and then kind of learn how to do it. And
Okay.
I tried it a couple times and wasn't able to reproduce it. I tried it once and was really dumb forgetting the rules about how to skip the death room, and went right back into that room and death took all my equipment. You can't go back to that room until after you've gone to another section of the castle. So I actually had to go back in and try and reproduce it again. And it is maddening because it's pixel perfect. You have to have
Yeah.
Alucard stand on this specific pixel that you basically have to jam yourself into this one wall and then hit the left button to turn around, and about 4 frames after that, you have to hit the map button. So, like, you have to be exactly on this one pixel in this one specific frame of animation, and then do these couple of steps, and then when you go into the next room, it just skips that room and loads the next room after that.
How do
Nice.
people find this stuff?
There's a video out there of someone figuring it out. It's basically because of what you're doing, you're overloading certain buffers in the game.
Yeah.
And there's someone. It's so interesting. There's this huge video series about it, but there's something really interesting in the programming of that game that if you get outside of the actual confines of the map, but not the world, not the castle map, but the actual screen that you're on. If you get to a point where you're above or below the area that you're supposed to be, the game is forcefully trying to push you back into the playfield. So it seems like at some point they had problems with people falling through the world. So anytime you break those borders, the game is actively and forcefully trying to push you back into where you should be. So people can use that to skip significant parts of the game by finding these areas where they have a couple pixels that they can fall into the world and then shove themselves out of the other side of that screen, and it rockets them across the castle.
Nice.
It's really that's
Yeah.
a super fascinating run. That came after 2 people racing the game as Richter. So they had 2 people head-to-head racing as Richter, and that was really cool too, because that was a super fast run. That wasn't more than 15 minutes, I don't think, for both castles.
Very cool.
Just super cool stuff. So, I don't think I've ever done an exploit like that before, and I was amazed that it actually worked and that my dumb fingers could pull it off. So, kind of neat. I kind of like it. If anyone wants to try and reproduce it, it's called the Neutron Bomb Death Skip.
Awesome.
You have to. There's a way you can do something in the very intro part, that Bloodlines intro, to get a neutron bomb at the beginning and then skip the death room. Really, really interesting stuff. But the last thing, I haven't been playing a lot of games because I decided this week very suddenly to start making games myself.
Yeah.
I
Um,
saw that.
Congratulations.
I was gonna say,
Thank you.
well done.
I have I've had a game rocking around in my brain for a while that I really 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 want to make. Um, but it's really very daunting
Hmm.
because I want to make kind of an involved game. So I
Yeah.
figured, why don't I start very, very, very simply, like you're supposed to do, and then make something that's will get my feet wet, and then kind of keep building on that. Um, for anyone interested, I'm actually chronicling the development process of my first game, 318 AM, at e1m1studio.com. I've got a development blog over there where, at certain points in the game, my first blog was explaining, why am I getting started, what tools am I using, what tools did I try, and why they failed, and why I'm using this tool right now. And then, as I go through, kind of taking screenshots of, I'm using a tool called Twine, which basically makes choose your own adventure games as an
Nice.
HTML file, one single HTML file.
Oh wow.
It's kind of crazy, but the tool works really well, and it's on Windows and OS 10, so I can kind of develop it no matter where I am.
Yeah.
So sort of trying to take screenshots of the actual interface of Twine that I'm building, so you can kind of see this game kind of grow as I develop it, and I am more than sure that there will be an incredible amount of struggles as I go through developing what is going to be my first game. So
Yeah.
I sort of wanted to chronicle that stuff for anyone that maybe is interested in it, but also maybe
Yeah.
anyone that's interested in this dummy is making his first game. Let's watch him struggle.
Well, this Twine tool looks very story driven, so it sounds like
Mm-hmm.
something you want to use.
Yep.
It's probably gonna go better than my first foray into what I want to do with game development. A friend of mine, actually, the guy I was playing Hammerwatch with, attempted. I've had this idea for like a Viking isometric, not isometric, like top down
Yeah.
RPG for a while. And we have a ton of documentation and stuff already written, like ideas and all this stuff. And I started building it out in Flixel and Flash.
Oh yeah.
And you're already beyond where we would be because you're actually in a story. We were just trying to get basic mechanic stuff to
Yeah.
work.
I and
Like switching between maps and all that stuff.
And
It's
what I eventually want to do is make a game that I'm not going to talk about the actual game I want to make. That way, no
Well,
one
yeah.
steals it.
yeah.
But while I'm building these games that are getting closer and closer and closer, using more and more involved tools, I want to keep working on sort of my design document for that game. So basically, at that
Yeah.
point, I should be able to say, all right, find someone to make the art, find someone to make the music. I'll
Yeah.
do all this other stuff. Let's bang this game out. So-
Actually, hold on. I have on my bookshelf over here a book you need to look up. Oop, hold on. Gotta take off the headphones.
As he's tethered to the desk.
Yeah.
Ah, there we are. It's
leash
Game
only
Design:
goes
A
so
Practical Approach.
Okay.
It's this guy right here. It comes with a whole bunch of. It's really about actual design and like writing the
Interesting.
documentation and stuff. It's not like here's how you program it.
Here's how you
do
program
this.
in Unity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's all based on like Lewis scripting in this here too. So
Oh, interesting.
yeah, I'll send you the ISBN number.
I will look that up.
Yep.
Yeah, so if anybody's interested in following my follies, e1m1studio.com. And as a result, e1m1.com is going to change a little bit. And these shows will show up on E1M1 Network at some point. So
Sweet.
there will be a hub for all of the stupid ventures that I'm in. But that's all I've been playing, so let's take a break.
Sweet.
All right, I'm going to get some water. I'll be back.
Yeah, me too.
What was that? Huh? What was that? What are you doing?
All right, let's see if I can build my way towards beating Nobbs' high score while they're gone.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, the reason I mentioned that book is because it was the only book I saw that focused less on the idea of, all right, here's how you program, here's how you do one aspect of, game or like
Right.
art, etc., etc. It literally focuses on, part of it's like managing a team.
Mm-hmm.
It sort of gets you ready for that sort of stuff. But it also gives like really good suggestions on, creativity and game design theory.
Yeah, sort of like the soup to nuts actual design.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
So it's by Paul Shuitema. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I'll toss you the ISBN 10 number real quick. Yeah,
I'm looking it up on.
yeah,
Oh, I found it.
nice.
Paul
Yeah,
Shuyatama.
yeah,
Shuyatama. Shananana. Boy, that's expensive.
Oh, really?
$32.80.
Oh, see if there's a digital version.
Nope.
Ah,
That's alright.
when is this from anyway?
Add it to my books wish list.
There you go. That's how you do
Purchase
it.
it later.
Yeah, it's from like 2007. So
Yeah. Good advice never goes out of date.
that's true. Yeah,
well, apparently it hasn't been revised yet.
That's true.
yeah.
It's not the second edition. Alright, I am ready whenever you guys are.
Let me pop up
Alrighty.
the show notes. Wrong email account. Hold on.
I should
Why do I have 3 Gmail accounts?
probably open up email here real quick while we're waiting. Oh yeah, we have all those emails from last week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's killing me. I don't think I had any caffeine today. Oh, I saw this dude's knocking doors today selling candy. You know, the inner city youth guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So he pulls up, goes up. Like my dogs are freaking out. I'm trying to get my dog outside, and there's kid ding 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 on my doorbell. I'm
Oh
like,
my god.
like
What's
all right.
wrong with you?
So I get Boomer, I get him segregated out, open the door, and he's like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll take the chocolate hazelnut turtles or whatever. Can you break? Can you break a 20? He's like, no. Here you go. Sorry.
Nice.
Weird.
All right, I got show notes up.
Alright.
All right, ready?
Yup.
Yep.
All right, ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. We got releases for the week of January 13th, 2014. The Banner Saga for PC.
Ooh.
I think that was a Kickstarter game, right?
Yeah, that
I
was
thought
a
so,
really
too.
was one of those really early Kickstarter like huge successes.
Yeah.
Oh, hope the game's good.
Finally
Mhm.
coming out. 2014.
Yep. Assassin's Creed Liberation HD for the PlayStation 3, PC, and 360 download.
I am kind of excited.
That's pretty awesome.
That's one of the ones I haven't played.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Unepic for the Wii U. That's
I've always
a
heard good
great
things
thing.
about that game, and I think I own it on Steam. Maybe. Kind of nice to see indie games coming out on Wii U.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's a good thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is a good thing. Thanks for the cover, guys.
no problem.
U.S. release for the week of January 13th, 2004 in the aughts, folks.
Yep.
We had Fallout, Brotherhood of Steel for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox.
What a pile.
Yeah.
I don't remember this
Man.
coming out at all.
I forgot that existed.
That's why I wanted to do this segment, because I was like, man, what came out like 10 years? Oh man, that's just
gross.
Oh shit, that's rough. Yeah, that
That's crazy.
was that the end of the PS2 and the Xbox, or was that kind of in the middle?
That was
That was in a Twilight. Maybe
yeah,
a little
that's
after.
the beginning of the end. Let's say.
Yeah, because the 360 came out in 2007,
No.
No.
2006.
360 was 05. Everything else was 06.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, yeah. So that was coming towards the end there. Oh man.
Did Interplay actually make the Brotherhood of Steel? Were they
no, I
still
think
a
they just
thing?
published it.
Okay.
Someone else made it. Pflux
No?
in chat says, "I loved Brotherhood of Steel."
Developer and publishers both listed as Interplay on Wikipedia, which
Crazy.
not necessarily a reliable source.
Probably one of the last ones they made. Then
But it is a source.
but it is
True.
a source.
we looked it up.
We
All
did.
right, moving on to news stories. CES 2014 happened this last week-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, a couple big announcements though in the video game space though. CES historically hasn't been a big source of video game news, but Sony didn't really care because they announced PlayStation Now. Play PS1, PS2, and PS3 games on your PS4, PS3, PS Vita, TV, tablet, and smartphones. This is Gaikai, basically.
Yeah.
Sort of formally announcing this.
I do notice a glaring omission of PC there.
Not surprising, because TVs is going to be Sony Bravia TVs. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Disappointing, but not
disappointing. But you know, maybe one day they'll put that bad boy on Steam.
surprising. It's on Vita. I don't care either way.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. I can play it on PS4. I don't really, whatever.
Yeah.
All of those, except for the PS Vita, are going to be coming in the first wave there. PS Vita is going to be coming a little bit later, according to Sony. So,
Not surprising.
yeah. But if you have a PS4, just do remote play, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Will be a subscription service, no pricing announced, and they are saying no comment when asked if it's going to be as part of PlayStation Plus. Let's assume it's not going to be.
Yeah,
I would not.
I don't.
If it wasn't.
Yeah.
That's okay. Let's say they, PlayStation Plus. If they have like a second level of PlayStation Plus,
Yeah,
that's
it's plus
include
platinum.
this.
Yeah, exactly. That would be okay, but I think at this point they're even still trying to figure that out.
Yeah, which isn't surprising.
Beta's coming later this month. Full release this summer.
There seemed to be some sort of sign-up page for something related to PlayStation Now that I put my name in on.
Yeah, there's some like I want
Here's
more
hoping.
info sign up page. So
Yeah. So,
they had a couple games playable on the Vita on the show floor. They had The Last of Us,
mhm.
Uncharted,
Yes.
and then something else. I don't remember what. But they had about 3 or 4 games playable, and a lot of people went in there playing it and came out saying, "Oh, that actually works." Okay.
Nice.
That's the
Good
best
news.
thing you can say about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So,
awesome.
I'm sure it's going to be a lot different once 4 million PS4 owners are hammering on that thing.
Yeah.
And Sony is coming out front and saying, like, hey, you want to play this thing, you might want to have, like, a 5 meg connection.
Yes.
That's let's start at that minimum. And
Yeah. Which isn't, that's usually like the second tier connection for most ISPs in America.
Yeah, that's fair. It's not like 5 years ago where it's like five what?
Yeah.
I have like one, maybe, or I have satellite internet. You know, like that's
Oh,
not.
God.
Persona
It's
Gold
not
is right. Beyond
good.
Two Souls, I think, was the other game they had their own
Ooh.
show. Mostly, all Sony games.
Yeah.
That seems really cool. I'm glad that they are announcing it now and saying, even if you don't get into the beta, like 6 months from now, it's going to be out. And you
Yeah.
can just start it then. So
Which is awesome.
I really don't care what they're going to charge for it. I'm going to pay for it. I know a lot of people are like, well, I don't think that should be a script. You know what? The thing that is so attractive to me is I don't have my collection here, and if I can get rid of a lot of games or at least not have to... I want to play... I have it an itch for the last couple weeks. I want to play Vagrant Story. And I don't want to play it on my Vita because it doesn't have all four shoulder buttons.
Yeah.
If I could go on my the PlayStation Now store on my PS4 and be like, do you have Vagrant? Oh, you have Vagrant Story. All right, start streaming it. All right, let's do
Yep.
this. Or like, I want to play... I've never played Auto Modelista on the PS2, that Capcom racing game.
Oh, yeah.
I'll try that game out. Sure. Or
Yeah.
I want to play... what was that character action game that Sony made? Rise of Kai? Legend of something?
Oh,
Oh.
Rise, Mark of Kree.
Yeah, Mark of
Yeah,
Kree.
Mark of Free and the Rise of the Kasai.
Yeah, I've never played those that much. I'll
Yeah.
spend a little bit of time doing it.
Yep.
That's the sort of thing that's so attractive to me for PlayStation Now, where it's like,
Yeah.
do you guys remember Reload? Let's play that.
Yeah, remember
My-
Killer 7? Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. My thing is, I would be interested. My prediction about their pricing structure is you're going to have the PS1 tier, you're going to have the
Yep.
PS2 tier, and you're going to have the PS3 tier.
I
And each
absolutely
one-
think so.
Yeah, they'd be silly not to.
Yeah, because I'm sure some people are like, look, I picked up a PS4 and I kind of missed the PS3 completely. I'd love to
Yeah.
go back and play Uncharted,
Yeah.
Infamous,
Yeah.
the Ratchet and Clank series.
And you got someone like me who'd be like, well, I have a PS3, but I don't want to have to hook up my PS2. I don't like the fact
Yeah.
that I still have a corded controller. I'll sign up for the PS2 and I'll play that to my heart's content.
Yep. And Dimebag315 in chat says, I want to finish SMT Nocturne. Perfect example. Rare RPGs.
Yes.
You want to play? You want to finally play Persona 4?
Yeah.
Whatever. You can.
Yeah. You want to play Digital Devil Saga, which you can't find anymore?
Yeah, ever.
Go nuts. Both of the games.
Yeah,
They're great.
I really, really, really hope they have this right. They get this right, and I'm really against my better judgment. I'm getting excited about it
Yeah.
because I really hope they're not like what they were doing with the PS1 on PS3, where they're releasing like one game every other month. That was
Yeah.
bad, but
That was lame.
I'm really hoping now that they're doing this streaming service that they can just say like, look, all of the PS1 games are out.
Yeah. There's no reason to hold back content. Like, the only thing that's
Exactly.
going to hold back content is going to be like the Netflix sort of stuff where it's like a licensing agreement with the original publisher or developer.
Yeah.
So you'll see, I'm sure we'll see that stuff.
Persona Golden Chat said they said something about adding new features to old games. I hadn't heard that, but that's interesting.
There was I think it was a patent filing that was revealed, where they would be able to use since it's running on not like on it's running on the system itself, but they would be able to sort of it wouldn't directly access the code of the game, but they would have some other process running on like the same server or like another server that would
interesting.
go you go into like the Sephiroth battle in FF7 and it's like, hey, do it in this much time and you'll get a trophy.
Yeah, Persona Gold says time limits for completing levels, and they hinted at maybe trophies for select titles in the future. That would be
Yes.
the death of me.
Yeah.
Sony,
Oh,
please
God.
don't put trophies in that, because if you say like, master all the classes in Final Fantasy Tactics, I will have to quit my job.
Get master level materia of all the summon
No,
materia in
it
Final
will-
Fantasy VII.
I will die. I will perish. Oh man, so that's a really great. I really, really want this to work. And
Yeah.
please, Sony, you've been doing so well. Just there's going to be growing pains and there's going to be hiccups when it launches, but once it settles down and once it smooths out, I really, really wish it worked. I really hope. Razer came out and announced something really crazy. Project Christine. Is a modular PC where you just slap new modules in to upgrade your hardware, like CPU, GPU, cooling, fans, and it's this really weird, like, straight up vertical plug things into the front thing. This could be really interesting. The thing that I think is the most interesting for me is they're also talking about possibly coming up with a subscription service. So you kind of pay for regular module upgrades, where it's like every year you get a new GPU because you paid so many dollars per month or per year or whatever. Okay. That could be kind of neat, but just like Steam machines, I wonder where the market is for this one.
Yeah. Well, I sort of get Steam machines. This, I have an issue with the fundamental technology behind it, because what do you do when, like, a socket type changes, like Intel does every 6 months?
Yeah, I think I would have to assume that they're doing some sort of proprietary... You've seen the connector between the modules and the rest of the chassis itself.
Yeah.
Those are weird proprietary connections, so I'm wondering if they're keeping all of that stuff modularized inside of an individual module, where it's like, look, this has got a tiny little motherboard and a north bridge and south bridge and a CPU, and this thing talks to the actual pillory thing, and they just figure it out.
Oh, they could do that.
I don't know.
It could possibly work, because the speeds of some of the processors now, it doesn't really matter what the connection is anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
I couldn't see much of a lag in performance, but it's a matter of making that thing attractable to not us, to other people. That if we need a computer part, we're going to buy it and put it in.
Yeah, I'm just going to.
I think computers are pretty modular as they are right now.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, it's weird to see. I sort of wish they had answered the question of who's the target market for this, because it's not low-end gaming enthusiasts, because they don't really exist, and they're not high-end gaming enthusiasts because they're going to spend a lot less money to build their own machine how they want, because they understand the difference between like a 670 and a 660. Like they're going to do that research, but it seems like it's probably going to be too much money for that sort of middle ground, where it's like, look, I want to play games on my PC, but I don't want to have to figure out how to screw a motherboard into the gold things into my case and do the wire. Like that could be really cool. Or maybe for people like us that are kind of sick of spending the time to build a computer, because the research time takes forever, and buying all the parts and making sure, does my socket fit into this, and is my RAM the right speed for the do I want to SL, like I don't, whatever. If it was priced right and didn't look really weird, I could probably get behind it to say, like, all right, hey, brand new GPU came out, 670. All right, ship me one of those. I'm going to send you back mine. Give me the difference, maybe. I don't know. Something that could be a really cool prospect, but on its surface, it just seems weird.
Yeah.
Overly weird. So, and on that topic, Valve came out and had 12 companies show off a bunch of official Steam machines, and a couple other companies showed off some unofficial.
Nice.
Surprisingly, Alienware looks like they're kind of making the best one.
Yeah, it's the only one that didn't look gaudy.
Yeah, it looks really... So, I don't think a lot of people know that Alienware makes this machine called the X51. It's shaped sort of like a 360. It's kind of that same form factor, and it's just a really great, not really home theater PC, but they put it under your TV and connect it to your TV PC.
Yeah, it's a home theater PC.
Yeah, but it's instead of being like put XBMC on it, they're like, hey, play games, because it has a full video card in it, or SLI if you want to do that.
That's crazy.
And it's a really cool form factor, and it wasn't this big, gaudy, like, blue LED lights, and it's so loud, and video. It was this really cool, but it was always... I've always looked at it, and I'm like, man, I'd love to put that on my TV and kind of game
Look at it.
game right there, but it's always been like $1,600. It's always
Yeah.
like $200 or $300 more than you kind of want to spend for something like that. And it looks like they use that same idea for the case, where it's just here's a simple black box, it's got 2 USB ports on the front, it's got the Alienware logo, and that's kind of it. It's not
Yeah.
this horrible thing. It's not brown. It's not this box. It's kind of this clean looking thing.
Yeah.
And that looked pretty cool. And I think Gigabyte is making one
Yeah.
that's really tiny.
Yeah, I was surprised that a few of them were so small.
Yeah. Or a few of them, like Falcon Northwest, were way big and really
Oh my
expensive.
god! And what is their customer base?
Millionaires, maybe? Bored
It's
millionaires.
amazing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or lottery winners.
Yeah.
Like it's. I mean, like you look at the components in that, it's like there's no way that costs more than $1,200.
Yeah,
You know what their customer base is? Dreamers.
it's true. Rich dreamers. But it's
Yeah.
kind of nice to see that there's this whole gamut of machines that are coming out that are Steam machines. And some of them dual boot, some of them just boot to Steam OS. Some of them have, like there's one that Gigabyte is making that just has integrated Intel graphics, and it's probably going to be like $500.
Yeah.
Or you can go with a Falcon Northwest that's $1,500, or you can go with Alienware, which hopefully is around 1,000 or whatnot.
Yeah.
Knowing Alienware, it'll probably be closer to the 1,500 mark.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It's really disappointing because that's the thing I dislike about Alienware. They're one of the companies, and Razer's guilty of it too. They sort of they throw off the conception of PC gaming as being overly expensive to get into.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know. Alienware is awesome. I would totally buy one in a heartbeat, but I would feel bad about it.
Yeah, he's guilty.
Does Alienware still do like all their custom GUIs and stuff?
Oh, absolutely.
Ugh.
They were so cool. I remember I had that Star Wars ones for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They actually let you download it.
The other Jay-Z in chat says Alienware doesn't get out of bed for less than $3,000. For real.
That is very true.
That is very true. But I kind of like that there's so many different Steam machines. Here's one that's a little box. Here's one that looks like the Xbox One. Here's one that looks like a tower. It's kind of, you at least get your choice. I think Valve, unfortunately, was having a hard time explaining to people during the show about why you would want to buy it. And their answer over and over has been, well, it's a PC in your living room that plays Steam. Why? And it's like, yeah, but really, why? Like, why should I spend this much money to just boot to SteamOS to play Linux games, of which there's over 500 games that work on Linux now in the Steam library?
Yeah.
But you could be like me and just run a $30 30-foot HDMI cable
Yeah.
Yep.
and hook it to your TV.
Then it's out of sight, out of mind, too.
Or buy an NVIDIA Shield if you have an NVIDIA card. That thing's like, what, $200? And it's
Yeah,
basically
like
like Vita remote play for your PC.
If actually, I was reading something on Reddit the other day. Someone managed to, if you have one of the newer NVIDIA cards, you can get that working without buying a Shield if you have a decent smartphone. If you have
really?
like a Galaxy S4, I'll see if I can post it in the forums later.
Wow, yeah. Post it in the
Yeah.
thread for this episode. That's kind of neat.
Yeah, that's really neat. That's something I'd upgrade my phone for right now.
Yeah, that's something where it'd be like, oh, yeah, I'll spend some money and buy a tablet, like an Android tablet that does
Yeah.
all of this other stuff. Oh, and I can play my PC games on it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I think there's a lot of really cool stuff coming through relating to remote play nowadays, and
Yes.
now with SteamOS, which everyone remember, SteamOS is free and will be.
Yep.
So it's still in beta now. They just supported AMD AMD and Intel graphics. So now
Yeah.
it'll work on all video cards.
Well, support AMD graphics and
Yeah.
Linux don't exactly go together very well.
Yeah, but it's still in
so-
beta, so
Yeah.
no harm, no foul.
I'm hoping SteamOS fixes that, by the way, because I've never had anything
totally.
but trouble with AMD cards and Linux.
I mean, that's kind of the nice part about Valve throwing their weight around, is sort of like, hey,
Yeah.
we're making gaming work on Linux. How about
Yep.
you guys do your part and make video cards work in Linux?
Yeah.
Like we figured out wireless cards and sound cards. Finally figured that out. How about video cards now? So
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of really cool stuff surrounding it. I think Valve, in the short term, has a really steep hill to climb for SteamOS to explain to people not necessarily why you would want to buy a Steam machine, because at that point you could buy a Steam machine, put Windows on it, whatever, who cares? But why you should go with SteamOS. Like, yeah, you can boot right into Steam, and it's no nonsense, and you don't have to run Windows. You know, it don't have to be like, you know, we were talking about this at work the other day.
Dimebags. I heard that someone figured out a way to play PC games on your tablet.
You know, we were talking about this at work the other day. Valve can do to explain why you should use SteamOS is to say you don't have to run Windows. You don't have to get into the case where it's like, okay, this game didn't work. Let me get on the Steam forums. Oh, have you disabled your antivirus? Are you still running user account control? Is your firewall ports open? Did you open this INI file to make it run on Windows 8.1? You know, like, as soon as you start talking about that, all of us go, yeah. And you say, yeah, you don't have to do any of that anymore. That's a pretty big selling point to me.
It's a huge selling point. If I don't ever have to mess with the Xorg configuration on Linux ever again in my life, I will be the happiest man on the planet.
Yep. Yeah, you don't have to worry about Windows.
Nightmares.
You don't have to worry about running Linux. And you don't have to worry about, you know, does your video card support this? Do you have the right AMD drivers? You know, if Valve needs to come out and say, hey, if you're running SteamOS, we're just going to update your video drivers in SteamOS for you. You don't even have to worry about it. We've already figured out that these drivers work. They work with all games. We're just going to do it for you in the background. And at that point, it very much becomes like a console.
Yeah.
In the positive ways of it. You know, where like, if you want to dual boot that thing and turn it into an HTPC, knock yourself out. When you want to play games, go back to SteamOS. And it updates all this stuff, and it's you know, it figures all of its stuff out. And the other JZ in chat says, aside from a recent Red Alert 3 crashing issue, I haven't had to bug fix a game in forever. I really haven't either, but I think that's still half of the big stigma against PC gaming for the populace. You know, they still think it's $1,500 or $2,000 to build a gaming PC. You and I know it's not. You can get away with like $700 nowadays for a good machine.
Yeah.
And they also think that it's the old DOS days where you're playing Doom and it's like, okay, CD ... Nope, wait. You know, this is wait. Did I load my CD-ROM drivers? You know, like
/ colon.
Yeah, you and I know it's not that anymore nowadays, but it's not the convenience of console gaming. You know, you can't. It's really close. But there's still every once in a while you buy one of those games. It's like, wait, did it do anything? Wait, did it crash the desktop immediately? Wait, where? I have to go to where to find logs? Like, it's just all that stuff. If you can sell SteamOS by saying, you know, all that BS, you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Just plug a 360 controller into this little box under your TV, and you're good. You're done. So.
Indeed.
Yeah. All right, last news story we have this week is Broken Age Part 1 launching this week for backers. That's the new Double Fine, first half of Double Fine's new adventure game, coming out January 4th for all the Kickstarter backers. I don't know if that means Slacker backers as well. If you're a Slacker backer, you should probably look into that. No release date for non-backers or any news for Part 2, unfortunately. So, at least it's coming out, and it looks super cool, but fingers crossed that it doesn't take the second part forever to come out.
Yeah.
So,
got some awesome voice actors behind it too.
Yeah, a lot of really great people. A lot of really great Double Fine alum too. Yeah. Like Jack Black, Jennifer Hale is in it, Will Wheaton is in it. There's a lot of really great people doing voice acting.
Did you read any articles about the Oculus Rift at all at CES this year?
I read a little bit where they're starting to do a little bit of head tracking stuff with it.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
They're also doing... go ahead.
I heard it's markedly improved over last year.
Yeah, they have AMOLED screens in it now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're also going to start doing in-house development. I think that's part of the reason Carmack went over.
Yeah, Carmack said this week too. Yeah, I forgot to put that in the news stories. Carmack this week said, "Oh yeah, now that I'm at Oculus VR, I'm making games again
Yeah,
for the Oculus Rift."
which is awesome.
Yeah, that's really good news because I'm excited to see what he comes up with because the coolest parts of the Oculus Rift games that are out now are horror games, and I want nothing to do with any of those. I really cannot take scary games by themselves, nevertheless strapped with two LEDs to my face that I can't get away from.
Yeah, I don't want to have to wear a diaper when I wear that
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. Put on your Oculus Rift, put on your headphones, and your diaper.
Yeah.
I just thought the head tracking was just ingenious for
Yeah.
stopping the tearing, like
that's
in the screens and looking around.
that's a really interesting way of them going about that problem. It's nice to see that they're actively thinking about how to sort of minimize a lot of the motion sickness problems people have. And because they came out with all these improvements in this brand new version, most people didn't hear about it. But Sony showed off a VR headset at the show too, and everyone was like, "Yeah, but it's not as good as the Oculus Rift." So,
Well, yeah, but imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. So
true. That's true.
I'm excited no matter what.
I mean, I don't know what it would take for me to purchase and use an Oculus Rift, but I really appreciate that they are continuing to make virtual reality something that isn't like a lame joke or something like, yeah, I saw that in like some Star Trek episode or something. It's kind of dumb.
It's not just like, hey, remember hackers?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the hackers are Lawnmower Man. Like,
Yeah,
just like the stuff that was promised back then. Oh, same thing with, I just watched Virtuosity the other day.
Oh, man. Or that segment from Sam and Max Hit the Road.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, like, that's what everyone thinks is Lawnmower Man. Where it's like, oh, virtual reality? It's like, well, that was kind of like 25 years ago, so
Yeah.
no. But, you know, I don't know what it would take for that company to get a VR headset in every home. You know, Madden, maybe? I don't know.
Oh,
Virtual Madden.
QB Vision.
Yeah, go back to Sony, what Sony or Sega was doing on the Dreamcast.
2K4 did that.
Yep. That didn't work, but it was interesting.
Yep.
All right, let's take a break.
All right. I may have downloaded Symphony of the Night onto my Vita during the last segment.
You can reproduce that. You can reproduce that that exploit on all versions of the game.
Yeah.
So I did it on the XBLA version. You can do it on the native PS1 version. I think the only one that people don't know about, because it seems like no one really plays it, is the PSP one that's hidden inside of Dracula X Chronicles or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what I have.
Yeah, no, I just downloaded because if you go to the store on Sony Entertainment Network, it says like you can't find it through the Vita in the PS1 section, but if you buy it through the web store and then select download to, you can download it to your Vita.
Oh, interesting.
Which is awesome.
Man, that game's so good.
Yeah.
All right, let me see if I can find the last email. We read that one from Old Emu. I think that's the first one. Has there ever been a game or genre of games you really wanted to play, but for some reason you couldn't? Okay. Yeah, I don't think we read that one.
Yeah, I don't think we did.
Okay.
Let's stretch.
Guys ready to knock the rest of this out?
Let's mailbag it.
All right. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's talk about emails.
Emails.
Jeff writes in, says, has there ever been a game or a genre of games that you really want to play, but for some reason, as soon as you start it up, you instantly get bored and shut it off? A long time ago, you guys were talking about Pinball Hall of Fame, so I got it on PSP, PS2, and PS3, and played it for hundreds of hours to the point where I broke and had to replace 2 analog sticks on my PSP because of the constant nudging.
Bravo.
And I got the Vita when it came out for Luminous and the promise of Pinball Arcade. Even though the game is great, I can't seem to play it for more than 5 minutes before shutting it off and playing something else. Has this happened to you guys, and what do you do to get over it? Has there been a game or genre of games? For me, I feel like this is going to sort of be a little bit of a broken record, but it's kind of Call of Duty. Where I play in it, I get in the menus, and I'm already like, oh, and then I start playing, and I'm like, yeah, I don't like any of how this controls.
Yeah. I don't know. I can still go home to the original Call of Duties on PC, like Call of Duty 1 and 2. I will occasionally throw those in and just be like, yeah, this is a World War II game.
Yeah,
like
this is
a
good
real
stuff.
World War II game.
Yeah.
But I find that I do it with the RTS genre every time. I will
yeah.
sit down and I'll be like, all right, you're going to play this. You're going to like this. I'm dead.
Oh, I'm dead. Half an hour lost.
This is a tutorial. How am I dead?
Yeah.
Yeah. Surprisingly, RTSs don't bore me like that, but JRPGs, especially any ones that aren't voice dubbed, I fall asleep.
We're just screens of text boxes.
Like I just like, oh my god, I just want to hit something with the sword.
Yeah.
And don't let it be my TV.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, I think one will grab me where I can't put it down.
Yeah.
Like whatchamacallit, Persona 4 on the PS Vita.
Yeah.
Like I was really into it, then I got lost, and then I haven't been able to get back in.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's any genres that I have problems with, sort of overall. I feel like a lot of fighting games just really don't click with me. Like the movement is weird for all the characters, and I'm just sort of like, this is weird. In the same way that some platformers do.
Yeah.
You like jump the first time, and you're like, why am I floating? Nope, I can't. Nope, I can't control this character.
Yeah. I find I occasionally hit a wall with Burnout Revenge. I didn't like the way it was laid out. Like Burnout 3, I platinumed that game before you could even platinum games.
Yeah. There was no more to do in that game.
I destroyed it. But Burnout Revenge, you had to do all the different like race types. You had you couldn't just do Crash. The
Crash
race
mode
types
that you wanted to do.
Yeah, you couldn't just go and just plow through that because it was a ton of fun and then come back and do the races as you felt like it.
Mm-hmm.
You had to do a little bit of racing, you had to do a little bit of this, you had to do a little bit of that. And I understand it from a game design perspective, but I don't like it.
Persona Gold in chat brings up a really great one, Sim Racers. As soon as someone's like, how's your suspension timing? I'm just like, what? I don't know. I hit a button and the car went fast. I don't know. Can I do that? That's what I liked about Forza 2 and 3, where it's just sort of like, all right, here's a cool car, and you can get in and under the hood if you really want, or you can just press a button and it says, hey, we're going to take 300 credits from you and your car's going to be really great now. I was like, sweet, thank you.
Yeah. You can the way I think of that is you can be the guy that people go to tune their cars, or you can be the guy that goes, don't worry, I got a guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Just
that's
I got a guy.
Yeah.
Most racing games, like it just seems like most of them seem to have so much content where you're just overwhelmed, and you're just like once you get by that first or second tier level of cars, you just lose it, and you're like I don't know where to go next.
You just unlocked the third tier. You now have 700 new cars, and it's just like what?
And I think that's the thing why we liked like Split Second so much, is that it was a finite number of cars that you could unlock, and it always dangled that car in front of you in the race.
Yep, and I can respect a racing game that's really arcadey, like your Burnouts, your Split Seconds, and I can really respect like PGR and Forza, and to a certain degree Gran Turismo, even though it's not really my cup of tea. But anything beyond that, like anything that has F1 in the title, I just like I look at it and I'm just like I can't do this.
Yeah, like all that stuff just kind of went by. I mean, that was the stuff we used to play, like Al Unser Jr. Racing on the on the Nintendo. We used to play the crap out of that game.
Yep.
And then all the IndyCars games started coming out for the next gen consoles back then, like PlayStation and the Saturn stuff. and they just seem to keep losing any focus you had from the fun
Yeah.
of those older games.
The other
Yeah.
Jay-Z in chat says, any game that wants me to trick the hell out of my car just turns into truck simulator for me. I'm here to drive, not run a spreadsheet.
Yep.
I hear that.
I will agree. All right, let's move on to next email here. Some of these are from late December while we were on our 2-week break, and then we ran out of time last week with Game Stravaganza 2014. So some of these are a little bit old, but Dave, aka RoboPig, writes in and says, "Hey guys, I want to wish everyone in the TVGP community a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And since it's the holidays, how about a holiday-themed lightning round?
Oh boy.
All right, here we go. Christmas show: Charlie Brown Christmas or Frosty the Snowman? Charlie Brown.
Frosty
Charlie
Snowman.
Brown. Charlie Brown.
I'm talking crazy.
Oh, the old stop animation? Come on.
I'm more of a Rudolph for the
Oh.
Rankin and Bass one. Yeah. Christmas
Love
dinner:
Frosty.
turkey or ham? Turkey every time, son.
Ham.
Ham is not the business. Get your ham out
It
of
has
here.
to be ham.
Oh, get that ham out of here. Get that mess out of here. Christmas movie: A Christmas Story or Elf? Christmas Story.
Christmas story.
Scrooged.
I respect it, even though you're breaking the rules.
A Christmas Story if I have to pick between the two.
Best non-Christmas Christmas movie: Die Hard or Lethal Weapon? Die Hard because it's a Christmas movie.
Die Hard. Come on.
Yeah. I do agree with you on Die Hard. I just watched Lethal Weapon 1 the other day, and yeah, that's
Die Hard is
it's a thing.
forever the best Christmas movie.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Ever eaten fruitcake? Not that I know of.
I have tried it.
Yeah,
I think
Not
I
a fan.
had some way back when I was a little kid, and I never liked it.
yeah. I don't think I have. It seems
Yeah.
like something I would like because there's something broken in me.
Yeah.
Eggnog, delicious treat or uncooked pancake batter? Worse than
I love
uncooked
eggnog.
pancake batter. It is the most disgusting thing humans have made with their own hands.
Here, here.
I love eggnog.
It's-
I even made homemade eggnog.
It's the worst.
And-
Oh, it's the worst.
When you make it, it's even grosser,
Oh,
but it's delicious.
The other Jay-Z goes back. There's a delay in Twitch now. Thank you, Twitch, by the way. The other Jay-Z says, what about Gremlins? Also another good Christmas movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like that.
Exactly.
Christmas Eve, are you wrapping presents or watching Christmas movies / shows? Both.
Both.
Yes. Both.
Yeah. Best gaming-related gift you ever got?
Ooh.
Super NES, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, there's so many.
I usually get a lot of gaming stuff for Christmas in general. So,
Yeah, I would have to say probably the N64 I got way back in the day. That was
yeah,
huge.
it was a good Christmas.
Yeah.
The Sega CD for me was pretty awesome.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I was like one of the only kids on the street that had it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who would make a better Santa, Mario or Sonic?
Mario.
Oh, Mario.
Come on.
Yeah. He's already got the mustache. He's halfway there.
Well, actually, no, hold on. He would look the part, but I think Sonic would actually be able to deliver.
Well, maybe with his speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get those presents out.
He's got Tails to help him. Tails
He
doesn't have
does.
anything better to do.
No,
What does he do
doesn't.
anyway? Fly the plane? As always,
Oh,
thanks for your
man.
time you all put into the show. All right. Wow, this is a really big email here. Wow.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so this is from Chino. Being a collector, I enjoy a lot of hunting for rare finds, and I just came up with a crazy idea. Let me know what you all think about hunting for games with only female protagonists or lead female characters on box covers. How many games can you think of that would meet this requirement? He says, I've thought of and almost own the following games. There's like 100 games in this list.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some really good ones in here.
Bayonetta, Final Fantasy 13, right?
Yep.
That had a chick on it.
Catherine,
Yeah.
Oni,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Miss
the Rockstar
Pac-Man.
bungee joint.
Yeah, Mirror's Edge.
yep.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm trying to think of.
Piano 6.
No
or
One
9,
Lives Forever.
Yeah, no, both of those.
Yeah.
Beyond Two Souls,
Ooh.
Beyond Good and Evil,
There you go. I was just about to say that one.
Golden Axe Beast Rider.
Heavy Rain, if you want to count the
there you go.
American cover.
Knobs, you mentioned P&O 3 for the
Yes,
GameCube.
that's
That's
it.
one. Oh yeah, Eternal
Oh,
Darkness.
Samus.
Yeah,
Duh. Yeah.
Any
Eternal
Metroid game.
Darkness.
any of the
Technically, that's
Metroid
her.
games, basically. Uh, Primal. Forgot about that one.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
On the unfortunate side, X-Blades.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
oh, Bullet Witch. There's another unfortunate one.
Oh yeah. Gun Valkyrie.
Yes.
That's one.
Yeah.
We already mentioned Bayonetta.
Mhm.
Oh, everyone in chat is saying "Remember Me." Forgot about that one.
Yeah. Ironically enough.
The other Jay-Z says "Dead or Alive Volleyball." Forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Oh, Dead or Alive 4 had Lara Poja on it.
That's true. Parasite Eve.
Yep.
That's a good one.
The
Code
Resi-
Veronica.
Yeah, Code Veronica,
Veronica.
the remake for GameCube of the original Resident Evil.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, that had Jill on it.
I just saw one that was a really good one. Lollipop Chainsaw. It's a good
Yeah.
recent
Oh,
one.
I love that game.
Tomb Raider. Duh.
Yeah.
Can't believe we forgot that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many games in this list that it's kind of crazy and probably a good thing. Oh, Red Ninja or Nightshade. There you go.
Oh my God, I've been trying to buy that game forever. I keep forgetting.
Nightshade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one was that? I'm trying to remember that
It's
one.
It's a Shinobi game.
Oh
With what's her
yeah.
face? I don't remember what her name is.
Yeah, I don't remember her name either.
Yeah.
I just remember like I love Shinobi and I own every Shinobi game,
Yeah.
including that one for the Saturn that was like live action.
Yeah.
All right, moving on here because we could just read that whole list for the rest of the day.
we
Dave,
really could.
aka RoboPig, writes in again. Happy gaming New Year's, guys. My question for this week: if you were to start a Geek Hall of Fame, what would be your first selection for a book, a movie, and a TV series to be inducted? And then he goes on with his, but I'm not going to read those because he has really
Ooh.
good ones.
Okay. What are they?
Book, movie, and TV series. So let's start off
Ooh.
with book for all three of us, I guess.
What would be considered a geek book?
What do you consider a geek book? It's your Hall of
I don't
Fame.
know. Oh man.
Neuromancer.
Infinity Gauntlet. I don't know. Does that count as a book?
Yeah. No, I'm going traditional. I'm gonna go with Neuromancer because, yeah.
No, see, I mean, I would like to say, Michael Crichton's State of Fear, just because it's very heavy into science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I love that book.
I don't know. I can't say no to William Gibson. So.
Yeah, that's true. I would almost want to say, oh man, that's that super important steampunk book or cyberpunk book that I'm really forgetting the name of. Oh, it's not. I don't remember, so I'll just say Ready Player One. I think
All
Ready
right.
Player One is probably one of my
Yeah.
geek books. Persona Gold also said it in chat. What was the next one? Movie, geek movie.
There's so many.
The Empire Strikes
I
Back.
would say no. Dorkness Rising.
Oh yeah, was that?
That's that D&D.
Yeah,
like
that was pretty good.
movie.
That was pretty good.
I love that game.
Oh,
I
Or
haven't
movie.
seen Indie Game the movie. Otherwise, I might recommend that.
Yeah.
Could probably say War Games, maybe.
Yeah.
That's a classic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
Chat reminded
so
me. Snow Crash was the book I was
Yeah.
thinking of.
Blade Runner.
Thank you, chat. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So happy no one's saying the Wizard.
Please.
No.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anyone else. Darkness Rising is a good one because that sort of sheds a friendly light on that.
Well, that's the only thing that I've ever been able to point to that really explains what role-playing games are and should be.
Yeah, and sort of why you should try them or why they're a good
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. And TV series.
Oh, The Tick.
I'm actually going to steal RoboPix here and say IT Crowd.
Oh yeah.
I think that was fantastic.
That kind of
pretty
has
great.
to be it.
All right. Well, I'll be the one that says Firefly then.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
The first season of Heroes. None of the rest of it.
Yeah. You can, but if you go series, you can't just. Yeah.
That's true.
That's why Firefly's perfect. It's just the one.
The live action tick
Yeah,
is
the only
absolutely perfect.
the dumbest one you have to pick.
Patrick Warburton. You can't.
Yeah,
go
you
wrong.
can't.
It's too amazing. Like I'm so upset. There's only what 6-7 episodes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really short. RoboPig here says, obviously there are no wrong answers, as we all may define geek differently. But for me, I'm going with Ready Player One for book, Monty Python and the Holy Grail for movie, which is a pretty good choice.
Yeah, that's
and,
pretty great.
TV series, The IT Crowd. What
Yeah.
other categories would need to be included in a Geek Hall of Fame? Video game,
Video game,
Board game,
tabletop
board
game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's see.
best Weird Al album. I don't know. Like what?
And really, when you're getting down to geeks, we love to categorize things. So it would be best animated show,
Best category,
live action show,
best subcategory,
You know, yeah.
best filing system.
Best
Yeah.
current running series.
XFS.
Yeah, and then at that point you'd just be like, what's the best file system? What's the best version of Windows? You know, like,
Hey, the Dewey Decimal System, sir.
yeah, and then just they all kill each other because they can't agree on anything.
Yeah, and that's how it ends.
Yeah. All right. Sean, aka Toxic Joker, writes in. Hey guys, hope you had an enjoyable Christmas and New Year's. On to my questions. First, what movie would you like to see made into a video game, and who would you want to develop it? Good question.
I'd like to see a Boondock Saints based, like mission based game.
Let's set
Data-
up another rule here. Let's
okay.
we can't say Telltale for anything.
Oh yeah.
So let's not do that. Boy, that's a really good question. What movie would you like to see made into a video game? If LucasArts was still around, maybe Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
That would be awesome.
Just
Oh,
have this
man.
weird sprite-based insanity.
Yeah. I think I'm still sticking with Boondock Saints, and I would have to say, there's a couple of developers that would be really good for that, though.
Who made that Simpsons GTA game? Maybe you can make like an open world Boondock Saints.
Yeah. No, I would say Ubisoft, in the vein of like Assassin's Creed.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Think about it. That'd be pretty interesting.
No, I'd love to see Rockstar make the game. The movie, The
Really?
Game with Michael Douglas.
Ooh,
Ooh,
yeah. With their
okay.
cinematics sort of matched up to
Yeah.
that.
Well, the cinematics and having an entire world where anything can happen that's messing with the main character.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a pretty good free-for-all.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Sean here says mine would be Blade Runner, and I would have Rockstar North developing it.
Ooh.
That would be pretty good.
Okay. We lose.
Yeah. Secondly, what game series do you feel has been amazing yet had a lackluster fan base? I don't know how we would sort of define lackluster. Maybe no one has played that game, possibly as lackluster. Maybe
I think we all know the answer to this one.
the one and only true Alpha Protocol.
The one and only.
Did you see Obsidian talked about that last month? By the way, they
Really?
have 4 ideas for new games that they'd like to make, and none of them are Alpha Protocol. They said, and I was like, well, can you just shut up then? Man.
That's like going, oh, here's some salt. Let's see that wound real quick.
Yeah. What game series do you feel has been amazing and has a lackluster fan base? I feel like there's got to be Alpha Protocol's a really good one, although that keeps kind of popping back up every once in a while and gaining more fans. I would normally, if it was a couple months ago, I probably would have said Dragon's Dogma, but there have been a lot of people discovering that lately for some reason, even before the free PS Plus PS3 thing.
Yeah. I'm trying to think series because there's like individual games I can think of.
What
Very
individual games do you have?
Psychonauts.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
true. Yeah.
I
Easy.
don't know, but everyone that plays that game seems to love it, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I
I,
don't think
I
it's a
still
matter
think
of
it's
fans.
until it came out on PC. I feel like not enough people had, and now
Yeah.
there's some people thankfully going back to it because Double Fine is more of a household name now.
Yeah, absolutely. I've always felt that the Deus Ex series was a little. I wouldn't say like the fan base is lackluster, but it is such a huge game in the history of gaming. Like I put
Yeah.
it on the first one. I put it on the same level as Half-Life for changing FPS gaming
Yeah.
forever.
Especially with a rabid fan base, but for a long time it was very small.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Human Revolution has really helped that.
Oh yeah.
But the original Deus Ex, I don't think got quite as much praise as it deserves.
Persona Gold in chat has my choice. I'd forgotten about this. Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah,
Not enough people played that game, or they sort of brushed it off, and I love almost every game in that series.
yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people are like, yeah, it's like a kid's platformer. It's like,
But it's
Not
it's
really.
deep. It's well put together. It's
Yep.
well designed. It's
it's
good.
clever.
Yeah.
Mechanically, it's really
It's
solid.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, often
Funny.
pretty funny in sort of like a kids movie sort of way.
Yeah, in a Pixar way.
Yeah.
I would have to say probably the Guilty Gear series and
Absolutely.
DOA are both games that just kind of get brushed aside.
Especially
Yeah.
DOA, because I feel like Guilty Gear has a little bit of a larger, because it's sort of hardcore.
Yeah.
In maybe the positive and negative connotations. But I feel like with DOA, especially after beach volleyball, everyone's like, no, thanks. No.
Yeah. Everyone. There's a stigma attached to that game.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like I had another one on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
Oh, Toe Jam and Earl.
Oh, yeah. Duh.
God.
A lot of people are like, the who and the what now? And it's like, yeah, remember that great Genesis game? And they're like, no, Sonic, Boogerman, like
Ugh.
Vector Man.
Blasphemy.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, Persona Gold has another good one in chat. Sly Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a great, solid series that I'm guilty. I've never even played any of them.
I'm
Yeah,
right
same
there
here.
with you.
Yeah, man, a lot of really good games.
Yep.
More people should play more games. My last question is more towards Boston, since he has a PS4, but anyone is welcome to answer. Somehow already broke the dinky headset Sony gave in the PS4, probably because you dared to look at it. What headsets are out that work with it, or is there one you would recommend? I'm kind of disappointed that the Apple's headsets don't work with it. The headphones do, but the mic doesn't.
Okay.
It's my understanding that virtually any other headset that is either USB or has a headphone jack on it will work with that controller.
Yeah.
So if you have a good USB one laying around, I unfortunately have no idea what a good headset is
Yeah.
at this point. I think there were a lot of articles surrounding the PS4 launch where a bunch of people were like, hey, I want to stream on Twitch. What do I buy? So I would do a little bit of searching. I'm sure a bunch of big news sites have a good grasp on that, but I have no idea.
Yeah.
And that's the end of our extra special mailbag here.
All right.
If you'd like to visit us, please do so at tvgp.tv. Email us all of your hot questions at tvgpfans@gmail.com and tweet us at tvgp. And don't forget to visit e1m1.com for this show and all the other shows. And any site I write, all of the important stuff is on the right-hand side of the page.
Alrighty. And please don't forget to join the forums. Mark yourselves on the map. Love the viewer map. Join us for Monday Night Game Night. That is 10 p.m. EST, Left 4 Dead 2 on the 360. And Thursday Night Game Night is pretty much a grab bag of games.
Yep. some hot
Join
Steam action.
join the Steam group, and we'll figure it out from there.
Yep. This month's TVGP Game Club game is Bulletstorm. Have fun. It's pretty great.
Yes.
Yep.
It is fun.
TVGP
It is a lot of
approved.
fun.
Indeed.
And don't forget, you can watch this show live every week, twitch.tv/E1M1 Network. It's actually a really good time. I I really like interacting with everyone in the community here, and
Indeed.
they remind us of things we've forgotten, which is
Yeah.
always great because my brain is
Yes.
gone. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening, and we'll see you all next week.
Laters.
Peace.
All right, titles time.
Anybody got anything?
I have nothing.
All right.
Chat, I think I saw a couple good ones coming through in chat.
I wrote a couple of the good ones down.
Okay, if
actually.
anyone else has any other ones, there's a minute delay in Twitch now, so
Yeah.
I'm sort of chatting to give us a minute here. Anywho,
All right.
titles.
Titles. Every time the wind blew, the AI director has always had it out for you. Everything in the world was canceled. Killing some tubes. Got some big legs on that. Trench got gams. Dr. Killjoy. Ring around the rosy with a Serapede. I'd be more scared of Coco. Full on Rusty.
I feel you, brother.
Full on Rusty. How about a Warlock Party? I can attribute that one to Dimebag315 in chat.
Yep.
It's so loud. I just want to hit something with a sword. I hit a button and the car went fast. Game Stravaganza 2014. Ham is not the business. It's even grosser. Best category and best subcategory. And more people should play more games.
I agree with P-Flux. Everything in the world was canceled. I like that one. Or how about a Warlock Party?
How about a Warlock Party? Sounds
When
like
did
a good time.
When did that come up? Everything in
That-
the world was canceled.
That was when you were talking about playing Trenched because it was really cold out, I believe, at the very beginning of the episode. You were saying,
Oh,
like...
yeah. On
Yeah, you
Tuesday,
don't
everything in the
remember
world was
saying
canceled.
that at all.
Yeah.
It's another snake bites and chicken fights. You have no idea what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm pretty partial to everything in the world was canceled.
I kind of like that one.
Yeah.
Wow, I haven't heard that in so long. Snake bites and chicken fights.
Well,
Wow.
when was the last time StarCraft came out?
Yeah. When's the last
last
time we had
year.
our StarCraft Collector's Edition?
It was last year. It was Heart of the Swarm, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that
was.
didn't stink. And Diablo didn't stink that bad either.
No, they got a new factory.
Can that be the title?
Wings. Wings of Liberty was awful. I
Dimebag
could
31
still.
Dimebag 315 says, "Get your ham out of here." I also like that one. Because really, ham. Ugh.
Come
I
on.
love ham.
Ugh.
For me,
It's good, but
Christmas
it's no
dinner-
turkey.
for me, Christmas dinner is prime rib. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean,
Well,
big
you know,
ball.
has that been an option?
yeah.
That wasn't in the category, so I had to
It's true.
check.
That's
That turkey's
what
a
the lightning
big
round
chicken.
is. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 325 for January 13th, 2014. Everything in the world was canceled.
It was so cold.
No, not the games.
All right, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. See you all next week. Peace.
Bye.